gentlemen, the speaker is an IT consultant. He enjoys and passionate about building networking by engaging people around him. Now, do you believe by knowing the science and your passions will help to achieve something meaningful in life? Let us welcome Toastmaster Joseph Tam with the speech title, The Calling Toastmaster Joseph Tam.
Have you found your calling? Are you in a place that you work in just like every day could be like Christmas Day with a positive environment? Are you at peace with the world in terms of the financial crisis that hit UK and so on? And do you feel that the country is actually connected? Do you feel that your workplace is connected to the passion and the mission that you set? Good evening, Toastmaster and welcome guests. If all the question is all fulfilled, if your answer to that question is yes, then I congratulate you because you have just said no, don't stress out. Why? Because John Edward did say that it is always not too old to learn what you like. I like the speech that Alex Tan just shared about the 365 days and one day you will just evaluate yourself. It's quite connected to my topic. Well, one of the signs that we always think is that maybe like a word of science in your workplace could be word of encouragement, could be like encouragement, inspiration, and some word from your manager to you, and then you will feel that you're actually living a life with a passion. But for those of you who like me, some of you like those fresh graduates who just graduated and got into the workplace, they might live in the world of X generation because they do not know what is their purpose of life, what are the mission, what are the objectives they have set in this workplace. Many companies will have a lot of value proposition when they will say they will invest in best people. You have the kind of value, they want you to be someone, to be best person to your client and so on. But when you go through that process, and after the 3 months, you'll find that you don't really have the kind of job security, and you will question yourself and you will find that how come my mission is not set to the objective of the company? And that's why I say the sign is about, do you get the word of encouragement? When you finish a task of the project, do your manager praise you, or you just like at the back saying, thank you, someone just helping me to finish my work. Your senior could do this to you. You never know. Perhaps those who work in many service lines, you never know that the upper line will always ask you to do the work, but they just sit down and relax, and you will feel very out. In just few months ago, I just quit my job from Essential, and I realized that it's not something that I really want from a company based on the job security, that I couldn't learn much. And I come to the point into my bottom of my life, I was thinking that I have to spend one day just to evaluate myself, thinking of the question, what is my role in this company? What is so important to me? And many of you here will ask the question, what will I be remembered during my funeral? What will people remember about me? How do I contribute to the country or to my workplace? Do you know that a single thing that you do, and I just realized that every single thing that you do, whether it's your company cherish you, is actually some significant amount that you actually help the company to achieve something. Whether it is small or big, you actually help the company. Regardless of what situation, what project, there is always a value to the company. The second thing of the sign is called a reminder. How will you always get, how do you get a reminder? Out of the sign, right? Reminders means that you always have something like maybe in your diary, okay, this year 2010, I achieved something. Year 2011, I achieved better things. That's called reminder. And the third thing will be token. tokens means of token of appreciation from your manager or your counterpart and so on. So I would just encourage everyone to open your heart to receive the gift from the universe. It could be your belief, maybe for my belief is Christianity, but I wouldn't relate anything to religion because we can actually receive all these things naturally from the universe. People of all mankind will get a kind of appreciation from people. So, just to keep it short, that I always believe as a quote says, follow your passion and success will follow you. It's a very good quotation because that whatever things you do, just like I always remember my dad was born in a very poor village, and one day he spoke up to me and said, I asked Dad, what really passions you about your work? What really makes you to become a so-called famous CEO in a Forbes magazine or something that really famous? And my dad told me that in order for me to live with passion, I have to live with integrity. You know integrity, that word, one of the Forbes magazine, one of the top richest men in Malaysia only work with integrity, which is Robert Hall. And I'm really inspired by the way how he worked. He said that regardless of anything, I work as just a farmer. He built a crop, he had the kind of tree, the sugarcane tree, he invests in the business, and he never worked with cheating. It's his inspiration. He got a kind of inspiration from someone. He looked far ahead beyond because he had the vision, and vision will lead to the mission. That is why he always continued to build up his leadership. And so in conclusion, I urge you to open up your life to receive the gift and evaluate yourself. Just take one day to evaluate yourself and knowing that it is the right place, it is the workplace that I need to work, it is a positive environment. Don't ever let negative energy come in because you yourself want to motivate, and every single small thing that you do, someone will actually cherish you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joseph Tan. More focus. And last but not least, we have the narrator Jonathan Moore who narrate the speaker Joseph Tan.
Very good evening to all of you, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen.
Good
evening. Joseph Tam, kudos to you. Just let me congratulate you first before I move on to my evaluation. Ladies and gentlemen, you see, public speaking is a lot like politics. It is one big con. And because politics and public speaking is all about perception. So I'll be focusing on 3 points in Joseph's speech. The C, which is confidence, O, which is organization, and N refers to notes. So let's move on to the part on confidence first. Joseph, I must say, when he talks about confidence, you have it in the nines, you have it full to the brim. You may be nervous, you may be scared, but however, if the audience and myself as the evaluator cannot detect any nervousness, then to us, you are confident. It's a lot about perception. So step 1, you've won the first battle of the war on perception already. So I would say kudos to you for that once more. Moving on to the part on organization. Joseph, I like the way you started up your opener. You started out by asking a series of questions to the audience. And by doing that, you actually started engaging them first. You tried to get them involved. Might I suggest, in order to enhance its performance, the effectiveness of your Q&A, I would advise you may want to reduce the number of questions to the audience and give them time to answer it over here. I like the way you use quotations. It also shows us that you have prepared. You actually took time to research your topic. I like the way you moved on to your body and you spoke a lot about the signs where you need to you can see whether you have passion. I like the way you use transition words. For example, one of the signs, the second sign, and the second thing, and the third thing. I would also encourage you on point of improvement to divide your time to talk about each point equally. As I noticed, you focused a lot on the first point, and you added in about 2 to 3 anecdotes for the first point. But when it comes to the second and third point, you use only about 3 to 4 sentences for them. And on to the final point, which is the end. The notes. I noticed that you have really strived not to use notes, and you only open them up just a little bit at the end. I believe it's a big improvement from there. So, kudos to you once more. And you have won another battle of the war on perception, and may you continue making an even bigger con. Back to you.